Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm diving into a game that absolutely bewitched me in the best way possible. Castle of Secrets, a point-and-click adventure that dropped recently on Steam. It takes everything I love about hidden object games and breathes eerie new life into it. And let me tell you, while it's not perfect, it's definitely something special. Castle of Secrets is not a game I was expecting to come across this year. I've been a longtime fan of what I like to call hidden object games, also known as point-and-click puzzle adventures. There's just something comforting about them. I love the low stakes, the cozy vibe, and being able to flex my brain rather than my reflexes. The genre has always had its charm: simple puzzles, hand-drawn art, relaxing music. But let's be honest, it can start to feel repetitive. A lot of these games blur together like they're copy-pasted from the same template. That's why when I saw Castle of Secrets, I was immediately intrigued. Right from the opening scene, Castle of Secrets sets the tone with its dark goth aesthetic, haunting music, and beautifully drawn characters. You play as Miss Susan Tranton, the last heir of a cursed noble family, journeying through a surreal, ghost-infested realm to uncover the truth behind your family's gruesome demise. The writing is solid, with just enough ambiguity and lore to keep you guessing, with some side stories offered up by the NPCs you meet along the way, each with their own bizarre yet intriguing backstories. And yes, there are multiple endings. Your choices matter in the story. It's not just about solving puzzles, it's about navigating Susan's fate. What really struck me was how deeply immersive the story is. Every room has something to discover, every character has a little mystery, and every puzzle feels like it matters to the narrative as Susan tries to find her way home. All she has to guide her are a mysterious black cat and a black crow, who respectively act as the white angel and red devil, so to speak, on Susan's shoulders, speaking in riddles while offering her advice or hints on how to proceed, as well as dropping hints as to how she and her family met their unfortunate fate, as Susan doesn't remember the details all too well herself. Gameplay-wise, the cat and crow will offer up differing solutions to puzzles, each with their own morality attached, and following the advice of one character over the other plays into the multiple endings aspect. Visually, the game leans into its dark fantasy aesthetic with heavy shadows, deep colors, and eerie character designs. It's not overproduced, but it doesn't need to be. The short animations that play when interacting with the world, and the cutscenes that play in between chapters may not be the smoothest, but the choppiness adds to the charm and otherworldly vibes, and establish the setting of each new chapter, or add new crumbs of lore as to what befell the Tranton family. It feels handmade, with care. There are also many creepy creatures that dot the background and foreground, various demonic entities that, for the most part, ignore you, but some can damage you, resulting in restarting from a checkpoint, adding some tension to some levels. The atmosphere really drew me in, from the unsettling sound design to the ambient soundtrack that lingers in the background like a memory you can't shake. It's clear this game was made with a lot of love for the genre, but also with a desire to shake it up. The voice work was quite decent. I particularly really love Susan's voice and the attitude that she conveys and how she's fed up with her situation and the kooky character she runs into that may give her a hard time. She's funny, sassy, and not afraid to stand up for herself, and overall has a lovely, cute design that I really liked. Right off the bat, what grabbed me was the presentation. Most games in this genre are static. You click around on pretty backgrounds, but the protagonist is just a voice or a silhouette. Castle of Secrets changes that. Here, the main character, Susan, is on screen, and you actually move her left and right like a 2D side-scroller, which is pretty rare for this genre. It might sound like a small tweak, but it does wonders for immersion. Suddenly, the environments feel real and connected, not just like separate illustrated screens. And then there's the zoom function. You can zoom in and out of scenes, or even pan the camera. This helps you spot hidden clues or admire the handcrafted artwork, which, while not AAA, is definitely a step above what I usually see in this genre. It's gothic, moody, and sometimes downright disturbing, and I love it. It gives the puzzles a tactile, almost cinematic feel. You're not just clicking items, you're peering into the world from multiple angles, and it makes discovery feel personal and earned. And there are many hidden secrets to find at the edges of the screen, or if you zoom in or out just a bit more. It's such a clever and simple design choice that I wish more adventure games of this style would borrow. The puzzles feel challenging but doable. More than once, I spent several minutes thinking over possible solutions and backtracking, making sure I didn't miss anything. There can be multiple solutions to a single puzzle, whichever solution you go with, falling into morally bad, morally good, or just neutral, all of which affects which ending you will get. Sometimes the game will try to lead you into making a certain decision, but if you explore a bit more or speak with certain characters, you might find a different way to progress. There are also some really elaborate puzzles that are presented like boss battles that are hit or miss and were a bit frustrating, but I did appreciate the novelty of such a set piece in a game like this. Honestly, I did get stuck on one puzzle, which had me straining my brain for a few hours until I threw in the towel and found some help from Google. I don't think the goal of the puzzle was explained all that well, and I wasn't even sure what I was supposed to be doing exactly. This was the most frustrated I got at the game, but it was a small bump in the road that didn't sour my enjoyment too much. That's not to say everything works perfectly. I ran into a few bugs during my playthrough, some unresponsive controls here and there, mostly when interacting with objects. There were a few moments where I had to click multiple times just to get something to register, or try to merge items or insert them into a puzzle, but nothing happened, requiring me to restart the game, which can definitely pull you out of the moment. It wasn't game breaking, but it was noticeable. Also, Susan does move rather slowly. There is a sprint button on the shift key which helps, but she definitely could have used a slightly faster walking speed. Still, the developers seem actively engaged with the community, already pushing out updates and fixes. And frankly, the rest of the experience was so engrossing that I was willing to forgive the few hiccups. At the end of the day, I walked away from Castle of Secrets genuinely impressed. Despite whatever technical hiccups, it's a rare gem in a genre that often plays it safe. The side-scrolling movement, the zoomable environments, the mysterious plot and gothic aesthetic, and overall dark themes, they all work together to create something truly unique. I found myself completely smitten with Castle of Secrets. The characters are strange and charming, the world is dripping with atmosphere, and the branching narrative and how your choices impact the NPCs you encounter, as well as Miss Susan herself, actually make your choices feel impactful. This game is full of soul. It's ambitious, unique, and clearly made with a lot of heart. If you are a fan of narrative puzzles, dark fantasy, or just want something truly different, you owe it to yourself to check this one out. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you played Castle of Secrets yet, or are you planning to? If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button, and I'll see you next time.